Welcome to another connection here on TKO8 Television. I'm Dennis King. My cohort could not be with me today. Tabitha Odegaard, normally co-host on the show, and she had to do her regular job today, again filling in for someone at the shop. So she'll be with us hopefully again next week as we move each week through different organizations and different entities to talk about things that maybe you don't know about here in our community. And we learn a lot. Just talking to these people, we think we know quite a bit here at the station, but not always, because a lot of these new programs coming up are good information for all of us to take a part in. We'll take a quick break, be back in a moment, and talk with two individuals representing the Harrison Chamber of Commerce on the new program.
Connection is brought to you in part by Ben Eddings Auto Group, where your customer once and a friend for life.
Ben Eddings Auto Group in Harrison, Arkansas is your destination for a new or pre-owned car. Did you know that shopping for a car or truck can be a positive experience? Meet the professionals at Ben Eddings, where service and satisfaction are more than just words. See for yourself why so many people in the Ozarks keep coming back to Ben Eddings for all their auto and truck needs, including maintenance and service.
Ben Eddings Cadillac, Buick, and GMC, where you're a customer once and a friend for life.
Start spinning, twisting, and pumping into a healthy lifestyle 24 hours a day at the Fitness Club. With all of the best equipment and personal trainers, you're ensured a workout that's fun, effective, and motivating. At the Fitness Club, you can enhance your glow, relax your mind, and refresh your body all in one convenient location. So what are you waiting for? Start spinning, twisting, and pumping your way into a new you today. Enhance your lifestyle and reach your goals at the Fitness Club, Highway 6265 North in Harrison.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television, and our first two guests today is Patty Meffin and Bob Dodson. Patty, of course, Chamber of Commerce Director, and Bob in real estate, but also involved in the Chamber of Commerce. So, yes. New program that's got someone, I forget who even sent me the email about having you guys come in, but
I think it was Shonda Tapley.
Tapley, that's who it was.
Independent Living, because she's been helping us with our marketing piece.
Okay. Well, she sent an email and said there's a new program. Can you get them on the show? And we said, sure, we'll get them in here and talk about this. It's eShip University.
Yes.
Let's get after this.
Right?
That sounds interesting.
Well, it's a program through the Harrison Regional Chamber of Commerce and our Economic Development Committee. We've talked a lot about different ways that we could help maybe grow business in Harrison. We just recently did a survey, and job creation was one of the biggest things on it. Yep. So in our conversations, we realized that small business is key to our economy. And how can we grow small business and let it be successful? So the thought process was to have eShip University so that we could have an education program for people who are thinking of starting a business or may have just recently started a business, to help them grow that business or get started on the right foot, so that we have not just a bunch of businesses popping up, but businesses that are opening and that can remain sustainable. And
now,
Bob,
eShip University, is that a course? Is that a affiliation? What's the name mean?
I'll let you tackle that one.
Okay. Well, eShip University was established as a subcommittee of the Economic Development Committee of the Chamber.
Okay.
And our task in this particular effort was to come up with a program where entrepreneurs, as Craig Campbell put it, can, instead of being a wantrepreneur, they can be an entrepreneur. When businesses fail, it's because they may not have done their research in the market, they may not have gotten good advice from tax attorneys or checked all the business codes. And the Entrepreneurship University is an 8-session course of seminars that are put on by professionals in Harrison, professionals in law, taxes, real estate, advice on how to do business plans. There's a whole gamut of topics that will be covered in these sessions, and they're about 2 hours long. They last from, I think we start at 5:30, is it? 5:30 till whenever, basically, once a week for 8 weeks. And there are 15 topics that will be covered. And we have 15 or 20 mentors that will be giving these sessions, so that they will be getting advice from people who understand what an entrepreneur needs to do to be able to get a successful business established.
Does this cost anyone anything, or is it free? Or
There is an application process. You do have
Okay.
to apply to participate because we do have a limited number of seats. But once you're selected, you get your scholarship in, and it is free. Dinner's even included on these nights. So we're looking for people who, again, have a business idea or have just recently started a business and want to grow that business more. To apply through the chamber, we have a link on our website where you can apply online, or you can come by the chamber, or we can email you a form, whatever, and get those forms back to us. And then we'll select 15 businesses. Excuse me.
that will go through this whole process.
That's
Excuse
correct.
me.
Yeah, you sound like me. That's what I've been doing.
Allergies.
Yeah, me too.
So it's free once you are scholarship
Once you've been accepted, it's free to. So roughly 15 is the max, kind of what you're trying to go
That's what
for?
we're talking about this first time. Hopefully we have 40 or 50 that apply, so we get through this 8-week period, and then we do another one soon.
Okay.
So if there's enough interest, that'll determine how often we do the program.
We want Harrison to be an entrepreneurial friendly community, or to come across that way, because we are. And if we need to start having more classes or more sessions, we can. This is our first pass at it, so we hope to have more courses going and do it more often.
Well, and actually, you and I were talking before we came down to the show, Patty, before you got here, and I said, in an advertising business, of course, we're one of the first ones to get approached by somebody new, or we talk to someone, and I've been around this thing almost too long, because I almost know when they're going to make it and when they're not. You can tell.
You can
I mean,
tell.
if you've got, I'll just use an example, nothing against it. If you've got 12 Mexican restaurants in Harrison and another one wants to put 13 in, they probably haven't done a real good business plan, because we don't have a population to handle that many. You really need to survey the market. You need to know, what are we missing? Do we have a catfish house if you're going in the restaurant business, or do we have too many consignment stores? Do we need another consignment store? Furniture store? Do we need a clothing goods store? I see that all the time, and they really do not have a business plan. Now, if you get a small business loan, SBA loan, you're supposed to have a mission statement and a business plan. But I've seen those programs, and they're not necessarily the most tight fit when it comes to a program.
And part of what may happen is we have 15 businesses that go through the classes, and 5 of them realize they're not ready for whatever reason that is.
Right.
That's not a bad thing.
Actually,
that
it's a
means
good thing.
in 2 years they come back, they're ready, and then they can be successful. The neat part of this program is what happens after that. The 15 businesses that are accepted into the educational piece then can submit their business plan to a funding committee, and through the Boone County Economic Development Corporation and Harrison Chamber Foundation have funded so that we can award up to $5,000 in grant monies to up to 3 different businesses.
Wow.
And on top of that, there's what all is there, Bob? Help me out there.
Well, in total, there's about $21,000 worth of value, because we figured there are $8,000 in the coursework alone, with the time that the mentors are spending and the time that they'll be spending in the class. And then beyond that, they'll be getting a free business license if they win this competition. And I should say that the competition is actually going to be a presentation of their business plan.
Right.
Throughout the course, they'll be developing and honing that business plan. And when we get to the end of this, those that choose to will present to the panel, and based on presentations, we will award up to 3 winners.
Okay.
We might have 1 winner. We might not have any winners if we don't, if we don't feel like
it.
anybody's
It's all
ready
about
yet.
sustainability,
It's not about just giving the money away. It's about an incentive to come up with a really good business plan. But they'll get the membership to the chamber, the business license. There are several things that they'll get. The Winkler Center has donated 6 months of free rent to the winner, up to a certain number of square feet. What else?
And that can be warehouse, that can be retail, or that can be office space. So very open on that part, which is a huge piece. So there's lots of incentives for the winning business plan for the competition, but you have to go through the educational piece to even apply for that.
Well, now, does this have to be someone who's wanting to start a business? What about somebody who's already in business?
It can be either. We want everybody to be successful that can be. So if we have a current business owner that wants to come and find out about some of these topics, they're welcome to apply for a scholarship. We have one from high school that has a wonderful business model that it is intending to participate. We have startups that have already indicated they want to participate. So we feel like we're going to get a lot of applications for these first 15 spots.
Well, good.
And the beauty of only having 15 in the room is when you're the presenter, you're going to know what business plan they're thinking of, or what business type they're thinking of when you come. So you can speak specifically to the different markets that are there. If you're talking, if you're talking advertising, you can talk whether it's a restaurant or whether it's they're making widgets or whatever that is, kind of how the marketing piece would go. So it's going to be valuable information, individualized. And then the people will go away with a notebook and a jump drive that has all the information on it, plus all the contact information.
So each one of the parts of this session or sessions will be like maybe a tax attorney,
Right.
maybe a successful business person in town, small business, retail, so on and so forth.
We're going to have insurance,
Banking, I'm
some
sure.
of it banking, solid business plan, financing, taxes and CPA, economic development tools, so how to kind of look for grants and different things like that, business name and legal entity, so lawyer. Somebody's going to talk about selecting a location, Bob. Utilities, having Wade Phillips from the city come and talk about codes. We've seen a couple of businesses fail because they weren't ready to
Right.
be up to code. Human resources and employee development, networking, marketing, advertising, and e-commerce, and then just entrepreneurship basic.
Good.
Having some people come talk about how they got into starting businesses successfully.
Well, that's good. That's
So.
good. Well, it sounds like you got a pretty good plan going here. I mean, I think this is something that certainly, as we mentioned, Bob, that you always you hate to see sometimes a business go in when you figure they probably already failed before they open the door because they didn't have a plan.
Right.
And one of the things about the mentors that are doing this, these are all people who see people come to them too late, when it's already too late, when they should have sought advice earlier. So that's one of the beautiful things about this. And the entrepreneur that we have coming, is it okay to mention who that is
Yes,
going to be?
of
Okay.
course.
Mike Neighbors has agreed to come and be our first, he's going to be our opener at the first seminar because Mike did an incredible amount of work preparing himself and his family for the business that he's in today. Went through several life steps to do that. So, and a big piece of this is the planning and the execution. So we feel like, and there are a lot of successful entrepreneurs in Harrison, but Mike came to mind because of all the planning that he did. So he's going to be our first opener.
Very good. Very good.
So
What else? Anything else? We got a minute or two
Just
here.
go ahead and apply through the chamber, and the
Now,
classes
what's the
start in
date?
September.
Okay, what's the
so
date?
it's mid-August.
September 2nd
Yep.
through is the coursework.
The applications we
Oh.
need in by mid-August.
By mid-August.
So that we can, hopefully we have a ton to choose from,
Okay.
and so we can narrow it down.
Best
let
way,
people
just go
know.
online, the chamber.
Go online to the
Okay.
chamber website, or come by,
come
or
by.
email us,
Okay.
and we'll email you the form, whatever. We had two. We launched this last Thursday. Had two on Friday already.
Okay. Well,
so
good.
we're very
So you've already
excited.
got people signing up for it. Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, and
That's
we
good.
hope that this happens often. That
Well,
we
the
can
good
continue
thing,
to do
if you
this.
do get 30 or 40 or 50 applicants and you refine it down to 15, you're probably going to have 15 that are truly wanting to go through the program
Right.
and are really looking to either enhance their current business or start a new business.
Exactly, exactly.
Well, we appreciate both of you coming in today. Sounds like a good plan, and hopefully we can get 15 new businesses successfully starting in the Harrison area, and it's always good. We always need good, successful businesses.
Yes,
here.
we do.
And between the chamber and Bob's out there all the time with the real estate stuff, so if you're going to put in a high traffic business, you probably don't want to be stuck down in an alley somewhere. You can probably tell them that, couldn't you?
That's pretty
Location,
sane advice.
location, location.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you so much.
Thank
we
you for
appreciate
having
both of you
us.
coming in.
Thank you.
Patty Meffin, Bob Dodson, in talking about the eShip University. It's new. It's part of the Chamber and Economic Development District's program to help new businesses and help businesses that are already operating. So if you got any questions, call the Chamber, go by, or get on their website. You can just click right on and it'll show you. You can print out the application, fill it out. Stay with us. Be back in a moment on Connection. We're going to have a gentleman from over in Newton County to talk about a big bluegrass festival coming up on Connection.
Connection is brought to you in part by Ben Eddings Auto Group, where you're a customer once and a friend for life.
John and I enjoy the trips to see the kids and grandkids, and now more than ever, we needed something comfortable to drive. When we need a car, we head to Ben Eddings Auto in Harrison, Arkansas. We selected a beautiful Cadillac CTS with style, spacious comfort, and safety features that both of us fell in love with. When our car needs maintenance, Ben Eddings always has unrivaled, professional, friendly service that we truly appreciate.
Ben Eddings Cadillac, Buick, and GMC, where you're a customer once and a friend for life.
We came to Arvest Bank to see what makes it different.
There's branches everywhere.
Throughout Oklahoma and Arkansas, Missouri, and Kansas.
There's an Arvest branch within 2 miles of my office in any direction.
I can literally go down the street and still make a deposit.
There are Arvests everywhere. I can get popcorn, suckers, and friendly smiles.
There's as many locations as there are kernels of popcorn in this bag.
Whatever branch I'm in, they treat me like it's my bank, like it's my small town branch.
Arvest Bank. Our customers say it best.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television. I'm Dennis King. My co-host Tabitha Odegaard couldn't be with me today. She had to work at her regular job, so she'll be back hopefully with us next week. But we do have someone in the studio here to talk about a big event coming up over in Newton County in the near future. Shannon Willis, thank you so much for coming in again. About this time every year we get together.
We do. I look forward to it.
Yeah. Well, I got your note, and once I saw the dates, I thought, well, we'll get you in on the program in plenty of time so we can talk about it and get the information out there. We run our Connection show for a week, so that way a lot of people hear about what you tell them about what's coming up.
We appreciate that. It's a good opportunity for us to get a chance to talk about our Bluegrass Festival. And
13th year.
Yes, it is.
13th annual.
It's going along real good for us, and we're slowly gaining a little bit, and we really appreciate all of our local support. We get a lot of support out of Harrison area for it, and
sure.
And as well as Jasper. So
let me ask you something. When it comes to this type of thing, a festival like the Bluegrass Festival, there's a lot of bluegrass festivals around the region.
There is.
Do you have to try to work your dates where you're not conflicting with another?
We had to change at one time, and we've tried to get it where we're not running into somebody else's time, and so far we're doing pretty good. They have. We used to go to one in April up in Emness, Missouri, and they closed it down. And then here in the last 2 or 3 years, they've opened it back up again, and they're having it the same weekend as we have theirs. But of course, that's way up west of West Plains or east of West Plains, so
and also there's one here in Harrison.
Yeah, that'll be coming up here in the next. I think it's about the middle of August.
Right, so it's kind of right before this.
It's 2 weeks before ours. Yeah.
Okay.
So that doesn't.
So there's a lot of bluegrass going on in August.
Yeah, in the fall of the year, that's when we do it. Lots of bluegrass, and it's one of the things. It's still original. Bluegrass is still pretty much original. You know, a lot of country music and things like that have gone a little bit more. They've changed, more progressive, and bluegrass has stayed pretty much the original thing. So I think people appreciate that.
So you think bluegrass sounds the same today as it did 20 years ago?
I think it does.
Okay.
It's pretty much. They've added a little bit. You know, some instruments. Some of them have gone to like a electric bass instead of a doghouse bass, which is not a big thing. Mm-hmm. But because most of them amplify the doghouse bass anyway, so.
Never heard it called a doghouse bass. What is that?
that's the big stand-up bass.
I like that doghouse bass.
That's what most of them call it. I guess it's because it's big enough to put a dog in, I suppose. I don't know where that came from originally, but
that's good. I had not heard that before.
It's a big one. It's a big old bass.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. That is a big bass. Okay, so this is normally. It's a 3-day event. This is August 28th, 29th, and 30th, which is that Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Saturday before Labor Day on Monday.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Why don't you talk a little bit about some of the things coming up here, and then I'll jump in with some questions here.
Okay. We'll just go down our list.
Okay.
Thursday night courses are all gospel, and we had made a little misprint there on it. We'd put it down as Huntsville Trio, which is actually Heart and Soul, and it's 2 ladies and a man out of Huntsville, Arkansas, and they are really super good. They're good singers. I've heard them in church.
Okay.
And of course, Glenn Faulkner. Everybody knows Glenn Faulkner. I got acquainted with Glenn back,
30, 40 years ago, I guess, when they used to sing with the Ledbetters, used to have a homecoming over at Huntsville for years, and I got acquainted with him over there, and Glenn's been singing around for a long time. He also pastors a church over there.
Okay.
And in Spanking the Mountain Boys, that's just their local guys that fill in, and there's a bunch of them get together, and one year there'll be 5 of them, and the next year there'll be 5 different ones, so we never know who's going to be singing that one, but they usually do a pretty good job. And the Lions Revival is a new one. It's this year. That's some youngsters from out there. Actually, most of them live out around Compton, I think. I've never heard of them, but some of the girls that I worked with has, and they said they really put on a good show. And then the Larry Nelson family, they've been around for years. Now, Larry passed away here 2 or 3 years ago, but his daughters are still singing.
Still doing them.
And they're down, I think, from around maybe Conway County, Shirley area, somewhere in there. But they really do a good job for us. And we'd been just having 4, and then this year we went back to 5 bands on Thursday night.
Okay.
Friday night we're starting, and all these Friday and Saturday are starting at 6:30 in the evening. Now on Friday night we've got a little something extra. They're the Ozark Mountain Metal Cloggers. We're going to start them. They want to perform. That's some youngsters that goes to school. Most of them, I think, going to school at Mount Judy Deer, but I watched them this summer, and they really put on a show with their metal clogging. They're really good.
That's really kind of
got all the way from grade school kids all the way up through their high school, and so they wanted to come in and do a performance for us. And of course, we got Under the Shame. That's Larry and his group, and one of them is Jeff Rainey, that's a friend of ours that's on the Bluegrass Festival. He plays 5-string for him. They'll be there Friday night. Backroads, that we've had them before. They really do a good job for us. They're located, I think 1 or 2 guys live around Bearville, the Summit in Oklahoma, and so they're scattered out pretty good. Sugar Creek is pretty much a local band. Bethlehem Road, that's a new band that's got started up. They used to have a guy over at Mount Judy that he taught school at Deer for a long time, and he had a group of youngsters together, and I think this is part of that group. But anyway, they're going to do a good job for us. Sherman Mountain Boys, of course, everybody knows them guys.
Sure.
They've been around
forever.
They've all grown up now.
They've all grown up.
Going to college.
They're not boys anymore. They're young men.
They're all going to college down by Dallas-Fort Worth area, but they're going to be back for us. And then
Saturday,
they're going to play for us Friday night and Saturday night. They'll not be playing Saturday afternoon. And of course, their Saturday afternoon shows at 1 o'clock. And we've got Backroads back again. Francis Hargison, he's a dentist down at Clarksville, and he's got a band together, and they just really do a bang-up job. Bob Hammonds in Wildwood. Bob is one of the smoothest singers you'll ever hear. He really does a good job. And Charlie and the Girls. Now, this is a new band out of Tennessee that we picked up, and I've talked to them on the phone. We arranged the group to come in, and they're and I don't even know where in Tennessee. Actually, I've heard them on YouTube, but I've never heard them in person.
I see.
But they sound really well. And then, of course, Lonesome Road, they're out of mostly out of Missouri, and then Sherman Mountain Boys is going to be back in. So we feel like we've got one of our better lineups. We've really got lots of music, and it's cheap. You get to hear, actually, if you want to come stay all 3 nights, we've got camping available. We've got a lot of campsites. And
is the park, is that down at Bradley?
Bradley Park.
On the
right on the river. If they want to go swimming, they can do that, go fishing or whatever.
That's a nice park.
It is.
You guys did a great job over there when you put that in.
We've done that. That's a big thanks to Nancy Haller for that. She her and her husband had bought that back years ago, and I went in as mayor back in '93, I guess it was, and I kept working with her on that, and she said, I really think you're going to do something with it. I said, we're just going to give it to you.
Wow, nice.
And so they gave us that 10-acre park, and we started getting grants and working on it, and
turned out nice.
We got, for a town the size of Jasper, I don't think there's anybody around got a prettier park than we do.
Really pretty and beautiful down on the Little Buffalo.
Yeah, it is. It's really nice. We got a nice music hall down there now that we built. It's got showers, restrooms in it. Got a room in the back where the singers can come in and do a little jamming and get everything lined up before the performance. And so it's really, a lot of people really use that park. It gets used every day.
Wow.
But we're looking forward to a good turnout this year.
So you basically you got a 3-day pass for $20, and then Thursday night's $5, Friday night's $8, and Saturday afternoon and night is $10.
Right.
So that's
so
good.
if you figure that all out, you're paying less than $1, I think, around that for performance. That's pretty cheap.
We don't have much time left. Any of these groups, do you have to pay them to come in?
All of them.
You pay them all?
We pay them all.
Okay, I started to say you probably had to.
This depends on what it is. If they're local, we reimburse them a little, for their fuel and, to kind of help them out a little bit there. Then,
but like the group out of Tennessee.
They're a little bit more expensive. Right. And then when you get into some of your other ones, I was fortunate. I got to go to Bean Blossom, Indiana last year, and that's where they all come to. And everybody that's got anything to do with bluegrass music comes to Bean Blossom. Wow. And they've got bands. They start at 10 o'clock in the morning and go till probably 11, 12 o'clock of the night. And that lasts for 10 days in the summertime.
Now, you can just purchase tickets right there.
You can.
You don't have to do ahead of time.
And don't need to make reservations for camping. We'll have drawings every night. We have we sell chances on a queen-size quilt that we give away on Saturday night. It's usually Bonnie Vlines and Kathy Henderson work on that for us and donate that.
I mean, it's good. You got door prizes, of course, and you got plenty of concessions down at the park there, and everything going on. So if anybody needs any information, they can give you a call, I guess?
Give me a call at area code 870-446-2636. Or Arliss Woods at 870-428-5505.
And then go on the Chamber website, too.
Right, go on the Chamber website. That's www.ozarkmountains.com. They can pick up all the information
there. Yeah, that's a good website. I looked on there. It's got good information.
They do a lot. They work with the Elk Festival a lot.
They do. And, we had them in to talk about the Elk Festival right before that one. Shannon, thank you so much. We appreciate you coming in every year. Looks like you got a great lineup again here, and what a great value. I mean, if you're out there in the viewing audience, you've never been over to Jasper. If you've never been to Jasper during this Bluegrass Festival, you're missing out. Jasper is a beautiful little town anyway, sitting right there on the Little Buffalo River. Bradley Park's for a town, as he mentioned, the size of Jasper. It's incredible what they've done there, and you'd have a great time if you want to go for a little while. The cost of it's very small, so you can hear some great music and enjoy some good food, and maybe win a quilt or something. Just go have some fun. And we appreciate you coming over.
Well, we appreciate you letting us do this. It's really good for us. We'll have the jamming. We've got jamming going on every night. Somebody likes to bring the guitar.
Just come on over and
jam. And some of them will come in a week ahead of time and set up and start camping.
I may come over and bring my doghouse bass with me.
Well, come on.
Thanks,
I wish I knew how to play one.
Shannon Willis with us today. We're talking about the 13th Annual Newton County Bluegrass Festival, August 28th, 29th, 30th. Can't miss it right there at Bradley Park in Jasper. You have a great time. Go over there and check it out. Thanks for joining us this week on Connection. We hope we brought some information to you. And join us each week as we have different organizations come in to talk about what's going on around the area and keep you connected.
Hi, I'm Television Advertising. I'm sure you remember me from all the times you've seen me nestled in between your favorite shows. Yeah, I work a lot, but I'm in demand because of my impressive skill set. Grocery stores, banks, car lots, even billboards depend on me to get the job done. Let me, Television Advertising, work for you. You'll be glad you did. Now, back to your regular